we've all seen the rumors. I've made a video kind of addressing this, but for the most part, I haven't actually, talked about this since some rumors came out just a few days ago in an interview with Casey Bloys, talking about how he had to be called in to mediate a dispute between not HBO and Miguel Sapochnik, but between Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about in this video, give my opinion. Please let me know your opinion and thoughts down below. Also, slap a like on this video. Like goes going to be 420. Get it? The shirt kind of makes my arms look fat, but I do work out a little bit. Anyway, after scouring the internet, this comes from Variety. The article is extremely long. It tells you the history of Casey Bloys, how he got into the business. But the part that I'm referring to for this video, let me try to. What the fuck? Is Bloys has, it's from Variety, remember? It says, Bloys has always been adept inside HBO at problem solving to make projects work. When, in quotations, House of the Dragon co-showrunners Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik had a fallen out, Bloys figured out a way to keep Condal on board as showrunner and bring in Thrones vet Alan Taylor while moving Sapochnik to a development deal. When the idle executive producer Sam Levinson in The Weeknd decided the show wasn't, that's something different. So Bloys has been adept inside HBO problem solving. When House of the Dragon co-showrunners Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik had a fallen out, Bloys figured out a way to keep Condal on his show running and move Sapochnik to a development deal. Now, that's pretty much it. That's the entirety of the article. That was confirmed. It comes from a confirmed source, okay? There were other rumors, right? For instance, one of the rumors was that the actual falling out was not necessarily between Sapochnik and Condal, but was more so that Miguel wanted to accredit his wife as a top producer in the series, and she didn't necessarily have the resume to back that up. So Condal had an issue with that. Probably, if those rumors are true, I could imagine it being something like, yes, Miguel Sapochnik's, like, himself, right, brings a lot to the table because he comes from the greatest series ever made, right, Game of Thrones, right, and then his wife, right, she's kind of Alexis Raban, she's kind of like a package deal with him now, right, if I'm not mistaken. So the two of them wanted to sort of work on the show together, obviously, but I think have an equal say so. So like Miguel Sapochnik ran, directed several shows of Game of Thrones, Battle of the Bastards, right? Episode 3 in Season 8. That episode was amazing. Yes, it was insanely dark, but the episode itself was pretty good. It was a highlight of the final season, for me at least, right? So, in this new series, he wants to, like, he didn't have Alexis Raban working on Game of Thrones, but he wanted to add her as, like, a showrunning producer kind of credit, to basically have the same amount of say-so as him. Obviously, Condal probably didn't agree with that. So Casey Bloys was brought in to mediate between them, and ultimately they decided not to really work with each other because Alan Taylor was brought in and Miguel Sapochnik, and I'm assuming his wife Alexis Raban was moved to a development deal. Now, I personally hope that development deal is set in the world of a Game of Thrones. Like, it would be amazing to give Miguel Sapochnik and his wife their own series that kind of doesn't necessarily have something like source material for Fire and Blood to back it up like House of the Dragon does, right? So with Doom of Valyria, it's a bunch of rumors. We do have historical accounts, but for the most part, no one really knows exactly what caused the Doom, and that'd be something that potentially a new series could in my opinion, be based on, right? So you got to realize Miguel Sapochnik in a development deal, like he's worked with HBO several times, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think Greg Yantis brought him into directing for TV. I'm not exactly sure on that, but it seems as though his world, his main forte is in, A Song of Ice and Fire, so it just makes sense you have him as an overall developer for other shows. It is, in my opinion, a good thing that Ryan Condal was the one to stay on board because he was the one that was handpicked by George R. R. Martin, the author of this series. So if the author of this series sort of greenlights and checks off on a person, you're automatically held in high regard in my books because I'm a super fan, right? It's just my opinion. Obviously, let me know yours down below. The last thing I kind of want to address is it's all tied into that. It's like people are saying this is not good for a show to have this many issues when it first starts out. Like, my opinion, there's obviously going to be some sort of falling out, right? Happens in most series, but that amount of success cannot happen without warranting some sort of behind the scenes change, because they want to keep that momentum going, and sometimes the way to keep that going is to sort of come up with a new recipe almost. I'm pretty sure the higher ups at HBO probably saw some of the rhetoric and comments and reviews and stuff of people watching the show and say this is crazy to have all of these different time jumps every other episode or something like that. It's kind of hard to keep up with the story, but it ultimately did its job in filling in, for Game of Thrones. It's got massive shoes to fill. Season 1 did an amazing job. So, there's a lot of brainstorming and stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and they probably want to keep that success as ongoing as possible. So this is probably why, there's been a little bit of a shakeup. As far as like people saying the show's delayed, in my opinion, that's impossible. It's impossible for the show to be delayed at this point, because literally it just ended in October. So it's been a solid 4 months since the show went off. But if you all enjoyed this, you want me to make more content like this, or you want to watch other videos, check the link down below in the description, and leave a comment down below, and go watch one of my playlists. Thank you for watching. A long night until Tracey will die.